Have you ever been in a position where you're like, oh my God, yeah, everything's amazing, everything's great, awesome, love it, my life is so amazing, but the inner dialogue is, don't mention this problem, don't think about that, don't think about this, don't think about that. If you think about this, you think about that, that's acknowledging that there's a problem and I need to be high vibrational. I need to raise my vibration. If I want to be it till I see it, I can't acknowledge the problems. This is a big misunderstanding that people have when it comes to the law of attraction, manifesting, making their lives better. And I've talked a little bit about this before when it comes to toxic positivity and just some of the mistakes people make with law of attraction, but I really wanted to get into this particular point specifically. First of all, welcome back to another video. I'm Ann Blackwood, your Silicon Valley Sage Sister, here to bring consciousness to the forefront of your daily life to make life a little kinder and simpler. And today I want to do that by talking about this common misunderstanding when it comes to raising your vibration, which is this idea that you shouldn't even acknowledge that a problem exists. You shouldn't even acknowledge that stress exists. You shouldn't acknowledge or think about anything that is bad. And that's not how it works. This is why I like to talk to people about being solution-oriented versus problem-oriented. But what I find people even misunderstand in that is they all of a sudden think that like they shouldn't be acknowledging the problems at all. And that's denial. That's toxic positivity. We don't want to do this. And again, there's a reason why I chose the word balanced for Balanced Blackwood, for the Balanced Blackwood tribe. Because navigating these polarities, navigating the balance of these polarities is what spirituality and living a spiritual life, manifesting, whatever you want to call it, is all about. So, how do we stay positive while admitting that there's problems? Well, that's what solution-oriented versus problem-oriented is all about. But you can't solve a problem if you don't admit there is a problem. It's the one other thing other than the serenity prayer that I like to talk about that is very common in AA or NA or any program based on the 12 steps. You have to acknowledge a problem first. The first step to solving a problem is acknowledging that there is one. So you're not going to be able to solve a problem. You're not going to be able to let go of your stress. You're not going to be able to heal if you don't acknowledge that there is that badness going on inside of you. That said, this is where people go the opposite direction in the wrong way more often, which is where rather than picking up quickly in the solution-oriented, that didn't make sense. That's not what I'm trying to say. Well, I'm not saying what I'm trying to say. So rather than people moving on to being solution-oriented quickly, they end up dwelling on the problem. You don't want to do that either. So you don't want to just ignore that there is a problem, and you don't want to dwell on the problem. You want to find yourself a healthy balance in the middle where you're like, all right, this is stressful, this sucks, like this is bad. But then quickly move from that to, okay, and now what are the solutions? What are the solutions that I can focus on? What can I be doing? Rather than just sitting in this feeling of, oh my God, oh, this sucks right now. Rather than sitting in that, figuring out what the solutions to these problems are, and then getting yourself amped up to be like, all right, we're doing this. We're doing this. I'm doing this, this, and this today. And that is going to make things better. You start to see the difference. You start to see the difference between being problem-oriented and just being like, oh my God, this sucks, problem, but not having any solutions. And then on the other side of the polarity, being like, oh my God, everything's amazing, life is so great, pretending nothing's going wrong, versus the third way, law of the triangle, the third way, which is, this sucks right now, but I've got this, and this that I can do, and that's what I'm going to focus on. All right, let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving on up. Moving on up to the east side. The deluxe apartment in the sky. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, that. Can you see the differences between those three things? One is toxic badness. Toxic negativity. Just saying it because people say it. I try to keep the positive and the negative to meaning adding and subtracting, but that's what people call it. So, versus toxic positivity, which is like, oh my God, everything's so great, there's like not a problem in the world. Versus like being like, yeah, like we have issues right now, but like we're gonna get them done, we're gonna get them dealt with, we're gonna get them over, we're gonna get them dealt with, and we're gonna get through them. And I can't wait to tackle all of these things that are gonna be the solutions to my problems. That is what you're aiming for. You're not aiming for, oh my God, everything's great. You're not aiming for, oh my God, everything sucks. You're aiming for, this sucks, but I'm so excited because there are solutions out there to my problems, and I'm ready for the solutions to life sucking right now. Yeah, that's it. That is it. So, don't let yourself fall into this trap that I see so many spiritually centered people fall for, which is, if I acknowledge that there's a problem, I'm manifesting that problem even more. Not how it works. Acknowledging the problem is not creating more of the problem. Actually, ignoring the problem could create more of the problem, because you're not acknowledging the problem so that you can fix the problem. You're just letting it sit there and like grow like a bad mold somewhere rather than cleaning it up. In the grand scheme of things, there are ways in which we can go about acknowledging the problem, which gets us into that spiral of back into being problem oriented. So you want to make sure that you're not doing that either, but you can absolutely acknowledge that there is a problem and even say it out loud and admit it to somebody else and not be manifesting more of it. And that's where people get caught up, and that's where people go wrong, and then they wonder why it's not working for them. And it's because no one's explained to them that you can't lie your way through making life better. Not actually. Because all of that stuff just sits right below the surface, and it festers and it grows until you heal it and release it. Acknowledge it and get solution oriented and solve it. Thank you guys for joining me for another video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. My books are open for one-on-one clients. I actually just had one more open. I can't wait to see who the universe brings me to fill it, to fill the few spots that I do have open. So if you're ready to end the cycles of suffering in your life, grow, heal, and expand your consciousness, I would love to have you. And you can sign up a couple of ways. You can email me. You can use the free clarity call link so that we can connect to talk about any questions you have. Or if you really know you're ready, you can just sign up for a session package, which commits you to a certain amount of sessions, and then how often we work together and what we work on is all personalized to you. And if you don't already know what you want to work on, no problem. I have a whole program set up to figure out what we need to work on personally for you. I've got a bunch of other links in the description. My Patreon, amazing. So much amazing stuff going on over there. If you're enjoying my content here, you will absolutely love what I've got going on Patreon. Journal exercises, guided meditations, videos, workshops, my intuitive lifestyle course, all over on Patreon. And you can get access to all of it at as little as $23 a month with the ascending tier. I've got my link for doTERRA, your one-stop shop for getting rid of all those synthetic chemical products in your home and replacing them with the best, purest, plant-based products and plant medicine. A bunch of other links, Instagram, my mailing list, so much good stuff. So if you're enjoying my videos here, definitely go check out the links in the description. And as always, may the energies you serve you well. Don't forget, if you're enjoying my videos, to share them. Still working towards those 100 subscribers so that I can get my custom URL. I don't really care how many subscribers I have at the end of the day. All I care about is really making sure that those who find me are getting what they need. But I want the custom URL. My ego, not my ego, maybe my ego, my human self, maybe it's not the ego necessarily, it could be the ego, wants that custom URL because I want to the practical part of me, the logical part of me, the strategic part of me, the human part of me wants to be able to say, hey, you can go to youtube.com/balanceblackwood rather than having to send people to youtube.com/randomly generated blah, blah, blah. So in order for us to up my subscribers, which I need like 30, I think I need 31 in order to get my custom URL. I need people to help me spread the word. Yeah. And let's keep making our way through.